Good morning. Welcome to the morning fish with Aido. It's the 28th of the 4th, 2026, and it is Tuesday, so welcome wherever you are. Good morning again. So today, for a little reflection, I've used in a number of these little reflections, I've used the word to notice. And I guess in order to notice, we need to have that space of awareness. And I thought, well, how would we, how can I give an analogy or something in practical life of moments when you have wearing aware, and then taking that into more everyday moments in everyday life and the value of doing that. So I don't know if you've seen the Jason Bourne movies. And in the Jason Bourne movies, one of the things that the director does, the producer of this movie, what they've done, I've read somewhere along the way that some of the action scenes, and there's quite a few action scenes, so I think I might watch it again, but they use maybe 9 or 10 different cameras for any one particular scene. And then when the movie was being put together, the director was determining which clips of the scene they would mesh together to build the whole scene for us as the viewer to watch. So if there was a car chase, there might be 2 angles from the front. There might be some camera inside the camera with the driver, behind the driver, on the roof of that camera looking back, and another one from the cars that were following it, looking forward, from outside, from either side. So all of these angles were very dynamically changing and quickly. So it made the movie so much more engaging, and you were just caught up with the movie. So if you're a cinematographer and that's your view, or even to go back, you don't have to be a cinematographer. If you go back to watch the movie again, and rather than letting yourself get pulled into the story of Jason Bourne, how the Bourne Ultimatum, whichever it is, notice the different camera angles that they use in some of the scenes, how they switch between the different perspectives, different views on the same scene taking place. And so when you do that, or if you're in any movie and you're watching the movie, and then you kind of step back from the story for a minute and you notice how it's being filmed. There's a beautiful shot. Say, that's a beautiful scenery shot, and what angle did they take? Or you're noticing some micro expressions on an actor's face. And I love the films. I love my movies. I think it was As Good as It Gets, and Jack Nicholson has a wonderful ability to change an expression on his face and express so much. And we know, but even by looking at that micro expression or that little change in his face, what kind of thought has gone through his head in that moment. And it's wonderful. So when we have that separation from the scene, that is really a moment of awareness. We're looking at it from another, we're noticing not the story itself, but how the story was constructed, or how the scene is being acted, how it's being shot. So today, when you're talking with a friend, doesn't have to be a friend, you could be down in the shop, or doing whatever in a restaurant, waiting food to be served, and the waitress comes along, or the waiter, or whoever comes along, and they're speaking to you, and just uh, just sit back a little bit and notice some of the specific words or some of their facial expressions, how they're delivering the information. Say someone could come along and tell you about the food that's available today, or telling you about the special, and saying, and even how it's conveyed, that they were excited about the special, or it was, this is their job enough. Today's special is, roast pork, applesauce, and some roast veg. like that. Let's see. Today's special is a beautiful roast pork with some cinnamon infused apple sauce and some twice roasted potatoes with some whatever. I'm making myself hungry. But we just notice the delivery. We notice some of the language. And we're stepping back a little bit from the story. We're enjoying the story, and we might get caught up in the story as well. And even after it's been delivered, maybe even reflect on something that someone has said and notice how it was said. Or you're sitting chatting to one of your friends, and in a moment of being totally present, really noticing their face and some of the micro changes in their face, or some specific word that they've used to bring yourself even more and more into the moment of the thing that's taking place right there in front of you. These are ways to bring ourselves into the place of the witness of our life, the witness of the story of our lives, to being more present to its unfolding. This morning, I don't know if you noticed once we started, if you could hear it, they're all gone quiet now, but the birds they were in good singing form this morning. Even one of the crows got into the act for a little while and had their version of a song. So it was, yeah. So it was lovely. It was a lovely joining in, and just to notice the bird song. So today, just encouraging you to find little moments of awareness and, yeah, just notice what you can notice. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me, and until the next time.